Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am Emo Tempest, and we are on episode 4 of Tales from the Abyss. We are still in the heart of Opus 14, and like a lot of things are still being figured out. As you know, what we're doing on this series is testing decks from week to week, and building them and showing you, talking to you about the changes, matchups, and things I did. I told you last week I'd be trying Mono Ice. This is what I did, and I wasn't really happy with it, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Locals has been going good. We are growing our locals. We're still kind of struggling to hit 8, but there's a lot of new players. And they're coming and they're just warming up to the idea of spending their money every week and stuff like that, and that's fine. So I'm excited for them to be a part of their journey and stuff like that. So. Good news is too, we were able to stream this locals. TCG Tacos was out for the day, so I was able to come up, and I will have that edited and out for you later this week as well. But yeah, so this week we took Mono Ice, and I told you also I'd probably keep Knights on hand. We had 4 decks with us. We took the Knights, the same the Vice Kings from last week, and then. I have another deck, but I didn't really get to test it, so I won't show it to you until probably next week and stuff. So, it is a Wind Lightning version, Wind Lightning list that uses FFTA characters like Ilua and Luso, the new Luso, and Adele. I hope to show you guys that soon as well when I have a little more playtesting and more reps on it, just overall, so I can give you real insight. Anyway. Mono Ice, Triple Barnabas, 2 Omia, 2 Charlotte, 1 Garland, 2 Remedy, 1 Genesis, 3 Crystal Exarch, 2 Sid Randell, 3 Renoa, 2 Vayne, 2 Laguna, 1 Omega. I was all over the place, I'll be honest. This whole Mono Ice thing is just very underwhelming for me. I was never a big fan of Mono Ice, as well as Ice Turbo. It's just Ice isn't my thing. I feel like their backups are always so underwhelming. We have 2 Kate Siths here, 1 Squall, Triple Lugae, Mute, Quistis, Kefka, Terra, 2 2/2s, and Edwards, right? The whole point was, this was my starting point too, right? It's just, 1 drops for 9k, as long as you have this backup on the board, and then eventually when he dies, you'll just be able to do this to pump your other guys. Having a Laguna at 13, right? At 12, I'm sorry, with Brave, having Omega at 12 with Brave, having... the Crystal Exarch at 9, just spitting out forwards is really good too. There's a couple of ideas. Oh, having the Vayne at 11 too, just protected and stuff between the Charlotte and the Lumia and stuff. There's a lot of ideas here that are going on back and forth, but I just don't think that Mono Ice has anything. Well, this version obviously, I don't know where anyone else is on Mono Ice. I don't see people playing Mono Ice anything anymore. So if you guys have a list and stuff and you have ideas, I'd love to see them. Share them with me, please. But I think where Mono Ice needs to go is to abuse something like the Crystal Exarch. Just, build your backups to at least 2. Have a lot of 2 drops, right? So that's why we had 2 Charlotte, 2 Omia, Triple Barnabas, right? Even if Barnabas isn't, active at first because you don't have the Lugae yet, you can just keep spitting them out and eventually he will be useful. And then I kind of, as much as I thought this was the best answer for that, I didn't focus on it, which is what I should have done. So I started adding, try to add good cards, like the Remedy and the Sid Randell and the Renoas and Vaynes and Lagunas and stuff. I still love Laguna. I think he's an amazing card. If anything, if Mono Ice does do anything, he should be in it. The summons were really just Triple Chivalry. I think what I actually ended up taking was I took out the Omega and the Cat Sith, and I added to Mateus, I think. I'll show you that one in a sec too. But the backups are simple. Triple Squall for Laguna, Kate Sith for a little disruption, the Triple Lugae, the Mute to search, Quistis to fill, the Kefka to kind of... I actually like this card a lot, and I was only actually able to use it once, but because it took me a while to get to the backups, but the EX burst helped. And then Terra to make sure we get our chivalries and be able to replay our chivalries. Eodolus, and 2 Edwards. I find with the high forward count and multiple like low drops. I think something like Edward would be really nice. It'll have my plus that and a chivalry. Your opponent is might be discarding multiple cards a turn, which is very very uncomfortable for them. I think I might end up adding the true drop that makes him cheaper. But I think ultimately we would rather have the summon protection as well too, right? That's the problem with a card like this. Edward, his name conflicts with better cards, better versions of himself. So then this is where I'm thinking the deck will go a little more. We have still the Barnabas, the Omea, the Charlotte. We'll add Titania. We'll add the Emperor. We'll add the Zeromus. We don't have any other lightning, so we're kind of banking on either pitching him for one or the Crystal Exarch bringing him in. The Emmet to kind of abuse, all of these guys here again later in the game. Since he's pretty much protected, he can protect himself. He should be able to help out with that. I might bump this to 2. This is the same kind of engine we went in for the last time. So I don't know how much that'll stick. The Vayne just helps a lot against all the swarming and stuff. What's the deck's name? Versatile, and then I used it on one of the new guys' Chocobo deck. He went wide, and this just kind of said no. So I think he's an important ice staple now. For anything Ice is going to do. I think he's just a great card. He's always been a great card, and he's better now because there's more aggro with less backups. So I think he's very important. Mateus for blocking because the 2, 3, 5, 7 isn't enough anymore. In my opinion, all the cards are 4 and 6, and most of the primals are in weird numbers there too, right? So. Carbuncles and more the chivalries, and then I just modified the backups a little bit, just changed the numbers and stuff. I should have a little more time to practice this before I go to locals next week. So I'll let you know. Obviously, I will keep the ice thing so I can keep working on it for all the ice players out there. I could just be focusing more on discard as well, but I want to try to abuse the 2-drop system with the Exarch. So we'll see how that goes. Then I told you we'd be keeping Knights. I only made a few changes. I ended up playing this again for the actual tournament. Did go undefeated. It wasn't easy. Obviously, everyone's stepping up their game too at locals, so I love it. The only real changes I made is I took out one Porum, added a Steiner, took out a Larsa, added an Agrius. The rest is pretty much the same. I'm still very iffy about these backups. I think I'm going to cut Chu and I'm cut Zande. I think for a locals thing, Chu's not that important. There's always enough diversity for where I know I'm not going to run into the Garland mirrors so far anyway. On a bigger scale, if I had gone to R4 or to or for any major event, I think Chucha spell would be a very good idea. The Zande I always find because I can't break himself and put another one in, I find him just underwhelming. So I might add it's some EX burst that searches fire summons or something, or even Mugi or whatever it's called. It's a 3-drop search a fire summon. I just need to get my hands on these guys a little more. We'll see. I'll see what I end up replacing with. I might even just add the Moogle that is water and generates fire, just so I can fix it sometimes, because there was a few times during the game where I found myself with the wrong colors and I had to play from hand, and I don't like that anymore. Also, we might just ultimately try a Stern build. I'll take out these 4, add double Stern, and then that'll free me up with 2 more slots for a couple of other different things. Things I still, maybe more Garlands. Things I want to add too is I think it's Clady, activate my Knights, and then I need to get more haste in here. So maybe we'll mess around with the Verena, take out Lenora, add another Verena, and then add more of the 1-drop Goblin monsters. So I'll let you know, guys, how this one works. The matchups were Monk's mono first turn. It was an odd game. There was a few misplays that went through that were in my favor. 2 was against Chocobos. 3 was against Versatile, which was by no means an easy matchup. There's a lot of back and forth, and ultimately I had to deck my opponent out. Because I was never in a position where I could swing and comfortably, and then afford to take some damage. But that was a good game. And then I think the finals you can see on the stream or on the VOD that I'll have for you guys is me versus Monks as well. I still think the matchup is, personally, in my opinion, favorable for for Knights. It's not like a 90-10 kind of thing. It's more like a 65-30 or 60-40 kind of thing. But I still think the matchup is favorable. Yeah, that's just the way I feel. I haven't. I obviously we're gonna do more playtesting, but I just that's where I see Knights. As far as I know, this is still my favorite deck so far, and I feel comfortable playing it against just about every matchup. Yeah. Have you guys tried it? What are you guys doing? I know we've been doing this for 4 weeks now, and I just want to know, have you guys played any of the lists? Is there any lists you would like to see? And remember, as always, you can recommend me like changes and stuff like that, or things you're playing as well. Look forward to the VOD from the locals. I should have that up soon once I'm done editing. I want to cut out all the fluff. I mean, like waiting for the rounds to start and stuff like that. It'll just be the games like I did for the last ones. If you want to catch the full VOD, it's on my Twitch. You can find that in the link in the description. It's my link tree. It has all my socials and stuff, Twitch included. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. I'm just excited to play cards. In a few weeks, we should be able to go. We'll be running a double locals. Go to ours on Monday and then Prodigy again on Friday in a few weeks. So excited for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video. If you have any suggestions for the ice deck, please send them my way. I'm really open to that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.